everyone! Welcome to our video presentation where we will be talking about two useful tools for making smart decisions, Pareto's principle and the SWOT analysis. First, we'll focus on Pareto's principle, or also called 80-20 rule, and how it helps you focus on the most important things that matter. Then, we'll dive into the SWOT analysis where we will be breaking down the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to get a clear picture of any situation. By the end of this video, you'll see how these tools can help you prioritize and plan better. I have two questions for you. Have you ever been in a situation where so much time are being wasted with unnecessary activities? There's plenty of times when we can get caught up in tasks that it seems important in the moment, but it doesn't actually move us closer to our goals. It's easy to spend too much time on emails, meetings, details that don't really much have impact, while the real priorities gets pushed aside. Next question, was there ever a time that your mind is so jumped up and you do not know what to do first? I think we have all been there. It's like there's so much going on in your mind and it feels completely overloaded. It's like there's a list of tasks and you cannot figure out what to do first, or you cannot figure out which one to do first. It's like not knowing which will make the most difference. In moments like this, Pareto's principle can help you clear your mind. It can help you break that mental block. They allow you to focus on things that really matters and avoid wasting times on things that don't matter as much. So after this question, let's dig deeper on what we call the Pareto's principle.
Pareto's principle, also known as the 80-by-20 rule, was first introduced by Italian economist Wilfredo Pareto in the late 19th century. While studying wealth distribution in Italy, he observed that 80% of the land was owned by just 20% of the population. Pareto later found that this pattern of uneven distribution applied to many other areas, such as business and economics, where 80% of the outcome were often generated by 20% of causes. The principle gained broader recognition in the 20th century, especially in business management, as it was found to be useful for improving efficiency and productivity. Today, the 80-by-20 rules is widely applied in various fields, including technopreneurship, where it helps entrepreneurs focus on a high-impact effort that yield that greater result. Ang Pareto's principle ay pinakilala ni Wilfredo in late 19th century. Ang Pareto ay karaniwang kilala bilang 80-by-20 rule. Nag-o-offer ito ng isang nakakaingganyo na pananaw. Ang principle na ito ay tampok o kilalan ng mga isang maliliit na percent ng mga inputs ay madalas na nagdadrive sa malaking percent ng mga output. Halimbawa dito, yung napansin ni Pareto na 80% ng lupain sa Italy ay pag-aari lamang ng 20% ng populasyon doon. Next is Pareto's principle, or the 80-by-20 rule, is a valuable concept in technopreneurship, suggesting that 80% of the outcome or success often stem from just 20% of the outputs or efforts. For technopreneur, this means identifying and prioritizing the most impactful activities, such as the core 20% of product features or customer segment that drive the majority of revenue or growth. By focusing on these critical areas, technopreneurs can maximize efficiency, reduce waste resources, and accelerate innovation. Sa technopreneurship, ang 80-by-20 rule ay tumutulong sa mga businessman na matukoy ang mga initiative na may mataas na epekto na maaaring mapalakas ang kanilang tagumpay sa pamamagitan ng concentrate sa mga effective strategy. Maaari kasi nilang i-minimize ang kanilang resources and time. In overall, ang 80 by 20 rule ay nagbibigay ng isang malaking pakinabang for enhancing focus and effective in various domain. Ang pag-uuna sa pag-apply nitong principle na to ay nagli-lead sa magandang decision. Next is the Pareto's principle. Meron tayong dalawa, ang efforts and result. Itong image na to ay nagpapakita ng dalawang pie chart. Ang isa ay kumakatawan sa effort, ang isa ay kumakatawan naman sa result. Ang effort pie ay halos color white na nagpapahiwatig ng isang maliit na part ng effort ay 20% lamang, habang sa result pie chart ay halos color red na nagpapahiwatig na ang isang malaking part ng result ay 80%. Itong slide na to ay nag-highlight sa mga idea na ang focus sa tamang 20% ng effort ay nagli-lead sa lahat ng mga output. It suggests that prioritizing the focusing on the most impactful activity can lead to greater efficiency and success. Next is Pareto's chart. Ito yung chart na ito ay isang uri ng bar graph na pinagsasama ang mga pictures ng isang bar chart at isang line graph. Ginagamit ito para matukoy ang mga mahalagang factor sa pamamagitan ng mga gamit ito. Maaari kang makakuha ng mga mahalagang causes of problem at gumawa ng mga decision na hinihikayat ng data para mapabuti ang pagiging effectiveness. Next is meron tayo dito na dalawang chart. Dito makikita natin na sa chart na to yung mga causes of customer complaints and Pareto's chart. Next is 80 by 20 rule is everywhere. The Pareto's principle states that 80% of outcome or effects come from 20% of causes. This concept can be applied in numerous areas. Business. 80% of a company's sale often come from 20% of its client. Sa business, ang ilang kliyente ang nagbibigay ng karamihan na kita. Next is economics. 80% of wealth is typically held by 20% of population. Ibig sabihin, ang ilang mga may hawak sa karamihan sa pera. Next is time management. 20% of tasks may contribute to 80% of your productivity. Sa time management, dito ang gawain nito ay ang gawain lang ang talagang halaga. Next is education. 20% of study effort might lead to 80% of exam success. Sa edukasyon, ang ibig sabihin nito ay ang ilang pagsisikap ay talagang mahalaga sa pag-aaral. Next slide is Pareto's principle analogy. The Pareto's principle can be used as an analogy to describe the relationship between causes and effect, where a small percentage of causes, the vital few, the responsible for a large percentage of effect. For example, in business, 20% of products may account for 80% of sale. In customer service, 20% of customer complaint might cause 80% of negative feedback. Understanding this analogy helps prioritize tasks or problems, focusing efforts on the areas that yield the most impactful result. Ang Pareto's principle o ang 80 by 20 rule ay parang isang rule of thumb na nagsasabi na ang isang maliit na bahagi ng mga bagay ay may malaking epekto. Binigyan nga ito ng halimbawa is negosyo. Sa negosyo, 20% ng mga produkto ay maaaring magbigay ng 80% ng mga benta. Ibig sabihin, ang ilang produkto lang ang talagang nagbebenta ng marami. Next is customer service. Customer service, 20% ng mga reklamo ng customer ay maaring magdulot ng 80% na negatibong feedback. Ibig sabihin, ang ilang reklamo lang ang talagang nagdudulot ng problema. Ang pag-unawa sa Pareto Principle ay makakatulong para mag-focus sa mga pinakamahalagang bagay. Sa halip na subukang ayos ang lahat, mas mabuti na mag-focus sa mga bagay na may pinakamalaking epekto.
What the Pareto Principle indicates. The Pareto Principle indicates that in any situation, a minority of inputs or efforts are often responsible for the majority of results or rewards. It suggests that efficiency is about focus. Not all tasks or factors are equally important. Optimization by identifying the key 20% efforts can be better directed towards maximizing success or reducing problems. Resource allocation. It helps business and individuals allocate their time, money, and energy towards the area that yields the highest returns. Pareto's Principle application in business. The Pareto Principle is widely used in business to improve efficiency and profitability. Sales and marketing. Focus marketing efforts on the top 20% of customers that generate 80% of revenue. Inventory management. 20% of stock, the most popular items, often drives 80% of sales, guiding decision about which products to promote or keep in inventory. Customer service. Addressing the 20% of common issues can lead to a reduction in 80% of complaints. Time management. Prioritize the 20% of tasks that have the greatest impact on reaching business goals. Pareto's Principle application in our daily lives. The Pareto Principle can also be applied to improve personal life and productivity. Time management. Focus on the 20% of activities that bring you 80% of personal fulfillment or success. Example of this is hobbies, learning, and family time. Social interaction. 80% of your social satisfaction might come from 20% of your relationships. So focus on nurturing those key connections. Health and fitness. 20% of exercise or dietary change could be responsible for your 80% of your health improvements. Household chores. 20% of cleaning efforts, focusing on high-use areas, can result in 80% of the home cleanliness.
Now let's dig into the learning of the SWOT analysis. So in today's competitive business landscape, companies need to have a clear understanding of both their internal dynamics and external environment to thrive. So SWOT analysis is a simple and powerful tool that helps organizations to evaluate these factors systematically. On the next videos, we will be tackling about more information and comprehension ways about this, so hang up there.
The origin of SWOT or SWOT analysis. In 1960s, development of SWOT or SWOT analysis was first developed in the 1960s by Albert Humphrey, a management consultant at the Stanford Research Institute. Humphrey research focused on understanding why corporate planning often failed, and SWOT emerged as a framework for analyzing internal and external factors that affect business success. In 1970s, adoption in strategic management by the 1970s SWOT analysis became a widely accepted tool in corporate strategy and business schools worldwide. It was primarily used by traditional business to assess their internal strengths and weaknesses in relation to external opportunities and threats. What is SWOT analysis? The SWOT or SWOT analysis or SWOT matrix is a strategic planning technique used to help person or organization identify their strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats relate to business competition or project planning. This technique, which operates by peeling back layers of the company, is designed for use in the preliminary stages of decision-making processes and can be used as a tool for evaluation of the strategic position of organizations of many kinds, for-profit enterprises, local and national government, NGOs, and etc. What is the objective of SWOT analysis? The primary objective of a SWOT analysis is to help organizations develop a full of awareness of all the factors involved in making a business decision. Albert Humphrey of the Stanford Research Institutes created this method in the 1960s during a study conducted to identify why corporate planning consistently failed. Since its creation, the SWOT analysis has become one of the most useful tools for business owners to start and grow their companies, or rather companies. When to perform a SWOT analysis, the first rule is always employ a SWOT analysis before you commit to any company action, whether that's exploring new initiatives, revamping internal policies, considering opportunities to pivot, or altering a plan midway through its execution. Sometimes it's wise to perform a general SWOT analysis to check on the current landscape of your business and improve operation as needed. The analysis can show you the key areas where your organization is performing optimally and areas where operations are needed adjustments.
Now let's talk about the importance of the SWOT analysis. So the framework seems simple enough that you'd be tempted to forego using it at all, relying instead on your intuition to take these things into account. So ang SWOT analysis, meron yung framework simplicity na kung saan you can let people to dismiss it or wag na lang gamitin thinking that their intuition is enough to jump into a conclusion or to take these things into account. So but without formal analysis, important factors could be missed. So, for example, may isang company and their belief is that their company is succeeding because of their customer service. But a formal analysis or SWOT analysis can reveal na ang real strength ng company na yun is lies sa kanilang or nag-rely sa kanilang product innovation. So, it tells na your intuition is not enough to jump into a conclusion, and a formal analysis or a SWOT analysis could identify that this conclusion of yours could be right or wrong. For the first importance of the SWOT analysis is that it gives you the chance to worry and dream. So SWOT analysis is an important step in the strategy process because it gives you the opportunity to explore both the potential risks and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead. So you give yourself the space to dream, evaluate, and worry before taking an action. So a well-executed SWOT analysis is a critical step that helps you or allows you to visualize the full picture before making a decision. And it also encourages you to consider all angles, positive and negative, before taking an action. So, halimbawa, may isang restaurant na nagpa-plan na mag-open ng isang branch. So, ang threat, pwede nilang ma-identify as a local competition, but also they can identify their strength in customer loyalty, allowing them to plan accordingly by creating unique offerings to stand out. So, yun, bago pa sila mag-open ng new branch, they can explore, they can dream, or they can evaluate ano nga ba yung mga weaknesses and strengths or yung mga potential risks and exciting possibilities bago sila gumawa ng action. So, next is SWOT forces you to define your variables. Instead of diving headfirst into planning and execution, one had to first take inventory of all his or her assets and roadblocks. So this process helps in developing strategies that leverage their strengths and opportunities while addressing and mitigating the impact of weaknesses and threats. So this means that a business owner will be equipped to make informed decisions, allocate resources effectively, and set realistic goals. So, it only implies na kailangan yung SWOT focus ka doon sa dinidefine mo variables. So, before starting any strategic plan, a SWOT analysis requires you to identify your assets or ano nga ba yung mga strengths ng business na yun and challenges or yung mga weaknesses or roadblocks na kakaharapin or na naglalay ahead before taking or before making your business. So, this step ensures that you're not rushing into decisions without the full understanding of your current position. So, itong process na to, i-ensure na yung opportunities and threats are factored into the strategy. SWOT assumes that strengths and weaknesses are frequently internal while opportunities and threats are commonly external. SWOT has been described as the tried and true tool as strategic analysis, but has also been criticized for its limitation. So, as mentioned, the strengths and weaknesses are typically considered as internal factors. Ibig sabihin, mga aspects na to is within organization's control such as resources, skills, and processes. Sa kabilang banda, yung opportunities and threats naman are generally considered as external factors. So, nagmumula naman ito sa market or environment kung saan nag-operates yung isang organization. So, as have been defined or described that SWOT analysis ay isang reliable and established tool para sa strategic planning. Pero minsan, kinikriticize ito for oversimplifying complex situations. So, ibig sabihin, hindi niya kayang i-cover yung full spectrum ng business environment dynamics or yung pagbabago. Ano nga ba yung mga changes na sa isang business environment. Kaya, itong SWOT analysis ay kailangan supplemented or supported ng iba pang tools or iba pang kind of analysis for a better or for a detailed analysis. So, it only means that SWOT analysis cannot stand alone. So, hindi niya kayang i-cover yung mga pagbabago or kung ano pa nga ba yung mga broad na comprehension sa isang business environment. That's why it needs to be supplemented or supported by other tools for a more detailed analysis. Now, let's have the basic SWOT analysis breakdown. As for strengths, the characteristics of the business or project that give it an advantage over others. W for weaknesses, characteristics that place the business or project at a disadvantage relative to others. O for opportunities, elements in the environment that the business or project could exploit its advantage. And T for threats, elements in the environment that could cause trouble for the business or project. So, strengths, ito yung mga internal attributes that give the business or project a competitive edge over others. So, example, a company like Apple has a strong brand reputation and local customer base. Yun, strengths yun ng business na yun or ng Apple company make it more competitive compared to others in the technology sector. So, for weaknesses, these are the internal factors that put the business or project at a disadvantage compared or relative to others. Halimbawa, a small startup may lack sufficient capital to invest in marketing or product development, which can limit its growth potential. For opportunities, ito naman yung mga external conditions or elements in the environment that the business or project can exploit to its advantage. For example, the growing demand for eco-friendly product presents an opportunity for businesses to develop and market sustainable goods such as Tesla with electric vehicles. So lastly, for threats, ito naman yung mga external factors that could cause trouble for the business or project. Example, increasing competition in the e-commerce industry is a threat to small online retailers as giants like Amazon dominate the market. So, for the next slide, let's talk about the strengths. So, strengths is what refer to internal initiatives that are performing well. Examining these areas helps you understand what's already working. You can then use the techniques that you know work, so your strengths in order areas that might need additional support, like improving your team's efficiency. So, for this one, strengths, it represents areas where the business or team is excelling. Kung saan ba yung strength or nag-excel yung business or your team. So, that area is the strengths of the business, allowing you to capitalize on them in other aspects that may need improvement. Halimbawa, company may have a highly efficient and well-trained team that completes projects faster than competitors. So this operational efficiency can be discovered as strength, and the company could use this strength to expand into new markets or offer additional services while maintaining high productivity levels. So by recognizing strengths, businesses can utilize them to enhance weaker areas or address challenges more effectively. And when looking into the strengths of your organization, ask yourself the following questions. What do we do well? Or what do we do best? What's unique about our organization? What does our target audience like about our organization? And which categories or features beat out our competitors? So these are the key questions that help in identifying the strengths within an organization. So what do we do well, or even better, what do we do best? So this asks the organization to reflect on their internal processes, products, or services that are working efficiently or surpassing expectations. So, halimbawa, a restaurant may excel in delivering exceptional customer service. So, this creates a customer loyalty base and distinguishes them from their competitors. So, dahil ang restaurant ay mayroong exceptional customer service, nag-create ito or ng mataas na rate ng customer loyalty, and magkakaroon sila ng distinction or pinagkaiba when compared to their competitors. Next is what's unique about our organization. So it helps uncover any unique factors or attributes that differentiate the organization from its competitors. So ito lang naman yung mga unique factors or yung uniqueness na meron ng isang organization when compared to its competitors. For example, Tesla is unique in its commitment to sustainable energy through electric vehicles and its robust network of charging stations. So, thirdly, what does our target audience like about our organization? So, it's understanding why customers choose your business over others is crucial. And it helps in identifying what value you bring to the market. So, sa pag-understand or pag-i-study na kung bakit yung mga customers is mas binavalue nila yung business mo over others ay mahalaga. And dahil doon, ano nga ba yung ma-identify mo or it can reveal and you can be in a place na mapapatanong ka, ano nga ba yung value na nabibring mo sa market or sa business environment. So, halimbawa, a tech company may find that customers appreciate the user-friendly design of their software, which drives loyalty and positive reviews. So, dito, mapapatanong ka or bibigyan mo ng kasagutan yung tanong na ano nga ba yung nagustuhan ng mga target audience mo about your business or about your organization. As what stated in the example, yung tech company nga, dahil nga dun sa na-appreciate ng mga customers yung pagiging user-friendly design ng kanilang software. And lastly, which categories or feature beat out our competitors. So here, the focus is on the areas where organization holds a competitive advantage. And it can be the term of better pricing, superior technology, or higher quality products. For example, Amazon beats competitors in fast delivery services with its Prime membership, which offers quick, often same-day delivery.
Weaknesses in SWOT refers to internal initiatives that are underperforming. It's a good idea to analyze your strengths before your weaknesses in order to create a baseline for success and failure. Identifying internal weaknesses provides a starting point for improving those projects. So in SWOT analysis, weaknesses represent the internal limitation that can hinder an organization, performance, and competitiveness. Whether it is limited financial resources, poor brand recognition, operational inefficiencies, or a lack of innovation. Addressing these weaknesses is essential for long-term success. By identifying areas for improvement and implementing strategies
to overcome internal challenges, organization can turn their weaknesses into opportunity for growth. In a competitive business environment, recognizing and addressing weaknesses is the key to maintain resilience, adapting to change, and achieving sustainable success. So, identify the company's weakness by asking which initiatives are performing and why, what can be improved, what resources could improve our performance, and last, how do we rank against our competitor? Opportunities in SWOT result from your existing strength and weaknesses, along with any external initiatives that will put you in a stronger competitive position. This could be anything from weaknesses that you'd like to improve or area that were not identified in the first two phases of your analysis. So in SWOT analysis, opportunities represent the potential for growth and success in the business external environment. So businesses that are unable to identify and capitalize on opportunities can gain a significant competitive advantage. Understanding these external factors and proactively developing strategies to seize them is crucial for long-term sustainability and success in today's dynamic business landscape. Organizations that are able to innovate, adapt, and act quickly in response to opportunities will be better positioned to thrive in a ever-changing global economy. So since there are multiple ways to come up with opportunities, it's helpful since there are multiple ways to come up with opportunities, it's helpful to consider this question before getting started. So first, what resources can we use to improve weaknesses? Are there market gaps in our services? What are our business goals for the year? And what do your competitor offer? Threats in SWOT are areas with the potential to cause problems. Different from weaknesses, threats are external and out of your control. This can include anything from a global pandemic to a change in the competitive landscape. So, threats is the external risk that can jeopardize an organization's success. So, identifying and addressing these threats is essential for any organization to stay competitive, adapting to changing conditions, and safeguard its future. By organizing potential challenges early, businesses can not only mitigate their impact but also uncover potential for growth and innovation. In an increasingly complex and dynamic business environment, the ability to navigate external threats is the key to long-term success. So, here are a few questions to ask yourself to identify external threats. So, number one, what changes in the industry cause for concern? So, two, what new market trends are on the horizon? So, last, where are our competitors outperforming us?
Okay, so dako naman tayo ngayon sa tinatawag natin na internal factors and external factors of a SWOT analysis. So later in this video, pamaya-maya, the difference between the two will be explained in more details. It will be explained further. Pero ngayon, nag-focus tayo muna dito. So SWOT analysis is typically has internal factors within your organization and external outside your organization. factors at play. So here's a breakdown of each. So as you can see sa table o sa picture na flash sa inyong screen, so makikita nyo internal factors, strengths and weaknesses, while external factors naman ay the other remaining two, which is the opportunities and threats. And as you can see, helpful strengths at opportunities, while harmful naman threats and weaknesses. So, makikita naman natin agad bakit harmful at helpful yung dalawa na yun. So, yung strength at yung opportunities ay may tuturing natin na helpful sa isang business. Lalo ito, yung mga bagay na makatulong para magtagumpay yung negosyo mo. Okay? So, kapag yung mga strengths mo, yung mga opportunities, makaka-help para umunlad or para maging successful yung business na meron ka. On the other hand naman, opposite of being helpful, yun naman ang ating threats and weaknesses. So, ito yung mga harmful. So, bakit harmful? So, harmful in a way kasi na kung yung isa ay makatutulong para umunlad yung negosyo mo, ito naman mga harmful na to na threats and weaknesses, ito naman yung mga bagay na pwedeng makapinsala o magpabagal sa pag-unlad ng negosyo mo. Okay, so next, let's focus na ngayon sa tinatawag natin na internal factors of a SWOT analysis. So, internal factors refer to the characteristics and resources within your organization that directly influence its operations and performance. These factors are completely within your organization's control, so they can be modified, improved, or capitalized upon. In a SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses are categorized as internal factors. So, katulad na sinabi ko kanina, strength and weaknesses ay internal factors. So, bakit internal factors? So, katulad na nabanggit ko kanina, na binasa natin kanina, internal factors are completely within your organization's control. Okay? So, they can be modified, improved, or capitalized upon. So, ibig sabihin, yung negosyo mo, ikaw mismo, yung may kakayahan sa organization mo, ikaw mismo, business mo, ikaw mismo ang may karapatan o may kakayahan na kontrolin or pwede magpalakas o mag-improve sa iyong strength and weaknesses. So, hindi mo kailangan ng external factors, hindi mo kailangan ng mga ibang mga tao outside your organization. So, ikaw mismo pwede kang mag-control. So, nandito yung strength and weaknesses. So, katulad no in-explain kanina, strengths or sa Tagalog lakas, ito yung mga bagay na magaling ka o mga aspeto ng sistema mo na mahusay ang nagdadala ng benepisyo. So, dahil ito ay internal factors, ikaw mismo ang magmo-modify, mag-i-improve. Ikaw mismo ang magmo-modify o magpapalakas pa, magde-develop ng strength na iyon. So, for example, kung magaling kang mag-manage ng oras o ang negosyo mo ay kilala sa mahusay na serbisyo, ikaw mismo ang magde-develop o nag-develop ng strength na iyon. So, on the other hand, weakness or sa Tagalog kahinaan, ito naman yung mga aspekto kung saan mahina ka o ang sistema mo at dahil galing din ito sa loob or internal factor, ikaw din ang may control kung paano ito i-modify, kung paano ito aayusin o babawasan ang negatibong aspeto. Okay, so for example, kung nahihirapan kang mag-focus o may problema sa communication ang team mo, kailangan itong ayusin mula sa loob dahil ito ay internal na problema. So, strength and weaknesses, internal factors. Ikaw mismo, organization, ang kayang mag-control. Business mo, ikaw ang may kayang mag-control, mag-modify, mag-improve, or mag-capitalize. So, in strength and weaknesses, nasa ilalim na control mo, so they're called internal factors.
So this report will utilize a SWOT analysis of the organization's current strategic position by assessing internal strengths and weaknesses. So yun nga. As well, we have also the external opportunities and also the threats. So this analysis provided valuable insights into areas of growth potential risks and the ways of the organization can improve in its market's position. So syempre under ng internal strengths is yung iba-ibang example. Syempre, the organization has several internal strengths that position it favorably in the market. So, una dito yung brand reputation. So, syempre, if we have a strong, well-established and recognized for quality and reliability, syempre, andun yung strength natin na may reputation tayong we have reputation na binabantayan or pinangahawakan, kumbaga, parang ganun. So next is the unique expertise. Syempre, lagi naman dito sa business, kung sino yung unique, syempre minsan siya yung pumapatok. So in terms of unique expertise, syempre specialized knowledge and skills that distinguish the organization from its competitor. Syempre kung saan naiiba or kung ano yung ibang flavor na kaya mong ibigay, syempre yun yung mas angat ka dun sa ibang competitor siya. Next is yung loyal customer base. So syempre, a dedicated group of repeat customers who contribute to a stable revenue stream. So syempre, dito papasok yung laging, yung kumbaga yung suki mo na, o kumbaga yung mga bagay na kailangan alam mo na or kilala mo kung sino yung mga customer mo na laging tumatangkilik sa produkto ninyo. So, yun. Next is yung talented workforce. Syempre, a team of highly skilled employees driving innovation and efficiency. Syempre, when it comes to working, kailangan yung mga workforce mo is hindi lang basta nagbebenta. Kumbaga, may iba silang kayang ipakita na kaya nilang gawin upang mas tangkilikin yung produkto ninyo. So, yun. Next is the efficient processes. So, operational processes that maximize productivity and minimize the waste. So, yun ang kahalaga ng efficient processes. Next is the proprietary technology or the unique technologies that provides a competitive edge and enhanced product offerings. So, dako naman tayo sa kabila dun sa weaknesses. So, despite its strengths, syempre the organization faces some internal challenges. So, dito papasok yung weaknesses. So, isa dito yung outdated technology. So, syempre, current system and tools are not keeping pace with industry standards. So, reducing efficiency and competitiveness. So, when it comes to technology, kailangan syempre, di tayo outdated. Kumbaga, dapat nakikisabay tayo sa uso. Next is the inadequate resources. So, limited access to necessary resources like the capital, equipment, and etc. that inhabit growth and development. So, kailangan we have more resources para mas madami tayong mai-provide na quality product para sa mga tao. Next is the poor financial health. Financial constraints are affecting the organization's ability to invest in new initiatives or scale operations. Another is the inefficient processes. So certain processes lack of optimization, leading to increased costs and reduced productivity. And last is the skill gaps within the team. So key areas of expertise are missing, preventing the company from achieving its full potential. So yun. So, dako naman tayo sa external factors. So, ano nga ba yung external factors? So, external factors are elements outside the organization's control that have an impact on its operation, market position, and success. So, these factors arise from the industry climate and the broader business environment. So, you typically have no control over external factors but you can respond to them. So, sabi nga dito, you typically have no control over the external factors. So, kumbaga, hindi mo kontrolado yung external factors, pero pwede mo siyang gawan ng paraan kung paano mo siya magre-respond dun sa external factors na nakaka-apekto dun sa ginagawa ninyo. So, in a SWOT analysis, opportunities and threats are categorized as external factors. So, let's take a few examples of these. So, in terms of opportunities, external factors that our organization can leverage to grow and improve include ito. So, syempre, when it comes to external factors, ito yung mga bagay na kailangan mong gawin para ma-improve or mag-grow yung organization nyo in terms of opportunities nga. So, una dito is yung emerging markets. So, syempre, kailangan nyo mag-emerge. So, expanding into new, rapidly developing regions could dive into a significant growth. So, yun. changing consumer trends. Siyempre, iba-iba yung preference ng mga tao kasi iba-iba yung mga nauuso. So, dito papasok yung changing consumer trends. Consumer trends, so new preferences and behaviors among customers create opportunities to adapt products and services to better meet their demand. Next is the technological advancement. So, kailangan nga natin na since we have in a generation where technology advance more frequently or mas kumbaga technology arise or level up the advancing of technologies. So staying ahead of the curve with the new technologies can enhance efficiency and product offerings. So next, positive shifts in regulation. So recent regulatory changes may reduce barriers to entry or present new avenues for growth. So another one is the new gaps in the market. So unmet needs in the market can be addressed by organizations' unique capabilities. So kailangan new gaps in the market yan. So dako naman tayo sa threats. So however, the organizations must also be aware by the external threats that could hinder its success. So kumbaga ito yung mga balakid nga kung paano magtatagumpay yung business mo. So yun. Una dito yung intense competition. Syempre hindi maiiwasan yun sa mga competitors natin. So rivals in the market are growing, putting pressure on pricing and customer retention. So yun nga, kumbaga competitions laganap talaga yan in terms of the industry ng paghahanap buhay. Syempre kung saan mas makakamura, doon pupunta yung tao. Kung sino yung mas maganda yung quality ng product, syempre doon pupunta yung tao. So dito nagkaganap yung intense competition between the competitors ng mga nagbebenta. So yun. So next is the economic downturn. So unfavorable economic conditions could reduce demand and impact revenue. Next is the disruptive technologies. So in terms of innovations from competitors of the industry could threaten the company's current business model. So yun nga, in terms of technologies, kumbaga yung innovations from the competitors, syempre kung mas quality yung binibigay ng isang company, dun sila mas pupunta. So kailangan tawag dun, in terms of quality, maibigay natin sa ating customer ng tama. So yun. And next is the changing regulations or regulatory changes could increase cost or compliance operations. Syempre hindi naman ay every time and went by iba-iba yung minimit na kailangan nyo dun sa regulatory board. So yun. Pero kaya kailangan ma-meet natin yung expectation ng regulatory commission. So next, negative shifts in consumer behavior. So if customers' preference changes unfavorably, the company may struggle to adapt and maintain market share. So yeah. So in terms of the external factors, so in conclusion, the external factors play a crucial role in shaping a strategic decision or strategic direction for the organization. So by recognizing and preparing for both the opportunities and the threats, the organization can position itself to respond effectively in the external environment. So leveraging the opportunities like emerging markets and technological advancements while mitigating all the threats such as the intense competition and economic downturns will be a key to ensure that the long-term success is possible and with the long-term sustainability. So yeah. So to wrap up our report, those are the Pareto's principles and the SWOT analysis. So I hope you learned more about those two topics.